Just make sure you hang on to them. Okay. And then you can step out and just gently release them.
It's like taking a step back in time, being able to interact with North America's largest and longest-lived freshwater fish, the white sturgeon. That's exactly what hundreds of students and members from the public were able to do at this year's annual Juvenile White Sturgeon Release. The event is hosted each year by the Upper Columbia White Sturgeon Recovery Initiative Program, which was established in 2000 and aims to research, educate, and conserve.
The nuts and the bolts of the Sturgeon Recovery Initiative are about sturgeon. Sturgeon are this long-lived creature that hang out here in the Columbia River, and about 20 years ago we started to notice that adult sturgeon were present, but there were no juveniles. So in about 1988-99, there was a letter of understanding that got built between the Ministry of Environment and DFO and BC Hydro to recognize that there were no juvenile sturgeons left in the river.
This year, approximately 4,000 juveniles were released into the various locations along the Columbia River, with about 2,100 of those just below the Hugh Keenleyside Dam. The event took students out of the classroom and gave them the opportunity to release their own sturgeon and learn all about the life history of this prehistoric fish.
You know, the Sturgeon Release really is the cornerstone of our awareness program. It offers us the opportunity to go into the schools, talk to kids about what it is that is happening in the environment, in the aquatic environment, that's affecting species, and generally I think that sturgeon offer us an opportunity to look at other species as well. So it's a very great tool to look at what's happening in general around here. And in some very real ways, aquatics are sort of a mirror of what's happening on the land, on the terrestrial end.
It's a great day. I've done this a number of times, and I think this is the 4th year that I've been here doing this, and it's a great way of bringing the kids and getting them involved with nature and what's happening and the environment and the release of the sturgeon, so they know what the fish lives in this river, and they'll get to track the fish. So it's a neat opportunity. It's a wonderful thing that's happening here today, and in conjunction with the Rick Hansen run. So it's great.
This year's event was made even more special by the appearance of Rick Hansen, who was in the Castlegar area celebrating the 25th anniversary Rick Hansen Relay. Sturgeon have a special place in the heart of Canada's Man in Motion, who personally got involved in sturgeon conservation over 15 years ago.
You know, at the age of 10 and 11 years old, I was fishing down a stream that came and entered into the Fraser River. And as I was casting my line, I saw this massive sturgeon jump in front of me, and I was completely blown away by this prehistoric creature that was so huge, and came home and talked to my dad about it, learned about the sturgeon, and continued to come in contact with them for many years growing up on the banks of the Fraser. And then one day I learned that the sturgeon were in trouble, and I decided that what I would do is I would help form a group of people that would start the Fraser River Sturgeon Conservation Society. And the intention there was to find out what was happening with the fish, where the problems were, and then create a tremendous amount of energy around solutions that would help sturgeon be sustainable for future generations in a healthy environment. And it's been an incredible journey, and of course that helps lead me to the fact that sturgeon exists throughout the entire northern hemisphere of the globe, and they come into contact with people, and of course if we're not careful, these great survivors that have outlived the dinosaurs and survived 2 ice ages could be in trouble. And so we want to galvanize people through the sturgeon story to learn about our responsibility and stewardship of the environment and what we can do to make a difference.
Overall, the day was a great success, especially for the red-listed species, whose numbers continue to remain low in the Columbia River and Arrow Lakes Reservoir. But the efforts of the White Sturgeon Recovery Initiative continue, and organizers see both the education and the release as signs of success.
There's a great deal of success. I mean, on the one hand, socially, we have a huge group of individuals, kids that have been growing up with sturgeon releases for the last 10 years. So there's this huge awareness that's happening out there, and I think we got to measure that as a success. We know that there's a great deal of survival survival within the hatchery fish that we are putting into the river. So we know that the gene pool and those fish that are being released here are surviving. So we know that there is going to be adult survival through time in the future.
You know, it's so great to be back to Castlegar and celebrate 25 years since the Man in Motion World Tour. You know, we're all working towards a healthy and inclusive world, and we all do it one good turn at a time. And this celebration is about many in motion, focusing on the difference makers in our communities that step up. And what an incredible way to do that, not only on our relay and the medal bearers who have amazing stories, but also to extend it into the next generation, to have youth be engaged and understand that they can make a difference, and they can follow their own journey, their own stories and passions, see problems and look for solutions, and they can lead or be part of a team, but either way we can all make a difference.
For more information on the White Sturgeon Recovery Initiative, check out their website at uppercolumbiasturgeon.org. Christina Krichkowski, Shaw TV, Castlegar.